Hello there, and welcome to the Marketing SOS Show. I'm your host, Eric E., and the purpose of the Marketing SOS Show is for me to help listeners like you with whatever marketing or business advice or questions you may have. Now, in today's episode, I have a question from Amy, whose mom just opened a sushi shop, which is really cool. And she's looking for help on how to market the restaurant. Now, one thing this question reminds me of is getting out of my bubble a little bit. Being in the world of marketing, there's a lot of things I take for granted in terms of knowing which way to go, or even maybe what the best possible ways to go in terms of getting your strategy out there and building an audience. But for someone just starting out who had no interest in marketing before, it can be pretty daunting. It can be very daunting looking at all the different things you need to learn. Which one is the best? What should you focus on? And more importantly, where should you spend your time and money on? It can totally be overwhelming, so I can completely understand where Amy's coming from with her question today. And without further ado, let's get to it right after this. So, Amy writes, "Hey Eric, my mom, bless her soul, just opened up a small sushi and poke shop in a newly developing area. It's more of a normal poke shop vibe with the option of made-to-order sushi. The sushi itself is also more than just basic rolls. We do basic nigiri, have special rolls, and we'll have deep-fried rolls soon. The shop itself is doing surprisingly well, considering we haven't advertised at all, don't have a website, and don't have a Google listing yet, and we're only 80% done with the build. I'm currently working myself to death trying to get all that up soon before the grand opening. I think marketing would get us a significant increase in numbers, but there's also the other half of my thought that thinks that it wouldn't be worth much effort. For example, Instagram. I'm not sure how relevant Instagram is for small, local place. I'm not sure how to incentivize getting people to follow other than discounts, promos, up-and-comings, and participatory things, like come in wearing your favorite band tee and get 10% off. I'm also not sure I'd want to do a lot of discount stuff because I don't want to get people hooked on discounts. I'm also not sure how much content I could realistically post that's good quality. I've read that people should post twice a day, and that just seems like a lot. There are only so many food posts that I feel like I could post before it gets redundant. I don't think I can get influencers because we're not a super trendy, vibey, or modern kind of place. One positive is that we would have a bi-weekly special item, and I feel like the promotion for that before and during could be good, but other than that, nothing. Search engine optimization. Again, not super sure how relevant this one would be, because I'm under the impression that if anyone were to stumble upon the future website, then it'd be because they initially found out through Google or something. Google page. Just wanting to finish up the verification process, but we have a sizable group of customers that are waiting to give us reviews. I'm also not sure if there's anything else that I can do here other than have people rate us. Mailers. I'm kind of considering mailers as well, just to maybe hit that smaller group that don't have the type of social media. Only reason is that we have 2 or 3 55 plus communities in the area, and I want to see if they'll yield any positive results. Yelp. My sister is handling this one, but any insight would be appreciated. TripAdvisor. I know nothing about this site. Facebook. Our Facebook has been okay for the most part. We've had a handful of people recommend us and leave some good reviews. I'm just not really sure how to incentivize a follow. I also read that engagement baiting has been a hit on Facebook, so I'm not sure how to work around that, unless you can boost an engagement bait, which I'm also considering. Overall, I think I might try to focus on Instagram and Facebook. I'll probably try to do some promos to where if you follow the post, we might give a discount. Give a discount during a specific time, or buy 2, get 1, or something along those lines. I might also try to incentivize leaving a review, a follow, or a like. Probably something along the lines of, from this date until this date, a follow on social media is 5% off your order, a review is 5% off your order, etc., etc. Other than that, I have no clue what to do. Thank you, and any insight would be greatly appreciated. Well, Amy, I have to say, it does sound like you're on the right track. You are thinking about a lot of different things you should be thinking about. Now, like you mentioned in your post, it looks like you are looking at a ton of different avenues that promote your restaurant. And I think you should go after a lot of them. But really, try focusing on a few at the beginning, and then rolling them out from there. See what works and what you can, more importantly, spend your time on. I'm sure you're going to be busy helping your mom with the shop, as well as whatever else you do in your life. So I think Instagram is a great medium for you. At the moment, don't look at it as promoting deals or specials, but just focus on showcasing your amazing food. Show close-up shots of individual rolls with an out-of-focus backdrop of your restaurant. Show large plates of sushi and other items. Show the interior of your store, the decor. Show your shop's personality. Take several pictures a day and post the best ones the next day. You don't need to do 2 posts a day if you don't want to. You have to figure out how Instagram and these other tactics fit into your daily operating routine. Now, realistically, 2 posts a day may seem like a lot now, but once you get rolling, it's very manageable if that's the rate you want to work at. Add signage behind your cache to prompt people to follow you and tag your shop and post on Instagram. This area would also be good to ask for Google, Yelp, and Facebook reviews. Perhaps an incentive here with a free special drink or roll once someone can prove they left a review. This can also help you generate content from visitors, and then you can use that in your own feed. Later on, you can explore posting deals, specials, and promotions on Instagram. You could even leverage ads within your area with a small amount of money invested in targeting an audience close to the restaurant. A great idea would be to have some setup of a grabbable moment within your restaurant, something that people would want to take a picture with or to post on social media, like a mural, a neon sign, etc. Something small that people will remember, talk about, and share. Now, absolutely, get Google My Business set up and running. So many small stores and restaurants drop the ball here. You can make a post directly in your Google My Business account using keywords related to your restaurant to help get your listing ranked in local searches. Posting here will show up below the little box on the side of Google search. Doing regular posts about your food, location, and restaurant will help with SEO, search engine optimization, especially when your competitors are likely not doing this. It is so surprising to me that how many businesses don't do this. Now make sure on that listing that all your business information is accurate and up to date. Phone number, location, hours, etc. For search engine optimization, you should have your own website. It's debatable what you should do with it though. At minimum, it should house all relevant information about your restaurant with great photos, put the menu up in there, holiday hours, etc. If you want to give it a little more juice, you can look at building it out and optimizing it for search engine optimization and creating content. It's going to come down to your time, interest, and whether or not it will be effective for you. I would personally do it for my restaurant, but I'm also a marketing guy who loves this stuff, so I completely understand if that's just not your thing. I don't think you need to do it, but it would ultimately help things if you did. Now for Yelp and TripAdvisor, both are musts, just like Google My Business and your listing on Google Maps. Make sure all the information is accurate and formatted the way Google wants it to be. Change up your description between platforms slightly so Google will see them as separate content and not a copy and paste job. Populate all these listings with great photos. Push without being pushy for customers to give you reviews on these platforms, especially Google. If they can include a photo, even better. Try to get all your friends and family to do this for you to give you an initial bump. Try to answer every review that customers write about you and any message your company gets on your page. Now, one thing to be aware of is with Yelp, they do have some shady business practices in terms of hiding your good reviews, posting up your bad reviews, or at least bringing them to the surface, and then trying to get you to pay to put those negative reviews down. So just be aware of that. It can be very annoying and not something you actually want to deal with. Now, you're also new to this area. Your business is new to this area. Contact other local businesses and get them to come over for lunch with a discount. Meet your neighbors and get them to be fans, and it'll help with the word of mouth effect. You mentioned flyers. I think these could be a great idea as well, especially if your grand opening / launch. If you have an aesthetically great looking flyer and have them distributed just that target area around you that you mentioned. So, Amy, thank you so much for writing in, and I hope that grand opening goes well. I can just tell by the questions you're asking and the way you're thinking that you're on the right track. You know what you should be doing. And look at really diving into each of those mediums we talked about to figure out exactly how to better them. Now, you don't need to go crazy and become a pro marketer to run this restaurant's marketing. I think you're doing a great job already. I think you'll do good in the future as well. Just stay on top of the current events. Now, my one big takeaway from this question for everyone else out there listening is just how good it is to kind of dial back or to kind of step back and think about how you communicate as a marketer. Whether it's for a small client like this, for a business or restaurant, or pitching something internally to the C-suite or to other managers or other people within your organization or partner organizations. Not everyone is so deep on marketing as you are. Sometimes you expect people to make certain assumptions or logical leaps that other marketers totally would. But one thing I have found to be effective is to really slow down and explain things when warranted. People can always ask you to jump ahead, but rarely will ever you be asked to slow down and explain something. No one wants to raise their question in a meeting and look like the dumb person who doesn't know what SEO means when you said it 15 times already. So whether it's your pitch, a presentation, or a meeting, take your time and explain things. Because not everyone's on the same page as you are. And with that, thank you so much for listening this week. If you could leave me a review, a ratings, and whatever podcast player you listen to, I would truly appreciate it. And it does go a long way to help building the show out. So thank you so much in advance for that. Thank you again for listening. My name is Eric Key, and with that, I am out.